Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Yang dihormati Encik Zainuddin bin Anwar Muhammad, iaitu pengarah sekolah-sekolah Anida yang kita raikan pada hari ini untuk berkongsi bersama-sama kita, saudari Siti Athirah binti Zainol Hady, pelajar terbaik SPM Miss 2020 yang kita jemput, yang iaitu pelajar-pelajar, ibu bapa dan guru-guru serta hadirin-hadirin yang mungkin masuk daripada Facebook Live ataupun YouTube Live. Jadi saya ingin mengucapkan Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, selamat sejahtera dan selamat pagi. Indah berbalam si awan petang, berarak di celah pohon ara. Pemanis kalam selamat datang, awal bismillah pembuka bicara. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Segala puji-pujian bagi Allah yang telah mengumpulkan kita semua pada pagi yang penuh berkah ini, insya-Allah, untuk kita sama-sama mendengar perkongsian daripada saudari Siti Athirah binti Zainol Hady, pelajar terbaik untuk SPM 2020 di Mutiara Integrated Secondary School. Untuk pengetahuan semua, SPM 2020 diadakan, telah dilaksanakan pada tahun ini, iaitu pada bulan Mac. Seperti yang kita semua tahu, pembelajaran pada tahun lepas merupakan kaedah pembelajaran yang tidak disangka-sangka, iaitu semua sekolah terpaksa berfungsi secara atas talian, di mana pembelajaran semua dilakukan secara atas talian. Yang mana mod pembelajaran secara atas talian ini sebenarnya sangat mencabar bagi semua pelajar dan guru. Dan juga ibu bapa yang turut terkesan untuk sama-sama mengadaptasikan diri kepada persekitaran yang barulah, iaitu pembelajaran secara online. Dan setelah pelbagai cabaran yang ditempuh, setelah pelbagai beberapa kali SPM ditunda hingga akhirnya ditetapkan pada bulan 3 pada tahun ini, Alhamdulillah SPM 2020 telah pun berlalu dan kertas peperiksaan semua telah ditanda dan Alhamdulillah pada 10 Jun yang lepas, iaitu beberapa hari yang lepas, hari Khamis minggu lepas, kita telah mendapat keputusan SPM 2020 dan Alhamdulillah pihak sekolah sangat bersyukur kerana salah seorang pelajar kita, iaitu Siti Athirah binti Zainol Hady, telah berjaya mendapat 11A. Yang mana kalau pelajar-pelajar yang mungkin ada dalam live sekarang ni, untuk mendapatkan 11A ni, ia bukanlah perkara yang mudah. Ia perlu disertakan bersama usaha-usaha lah, usaha-usaha yang berterusan, secara committed, dan juga doa daripada para sahabat, guru, ibu bapa, dan juga sokongan-sokongan lah daripada semua pihak. Kan? Jadi untuk mencapai kejayaan 11A ini bukanlah mudah. Okey, jadi pada sesi hari ini kita menjemput saudari Athirah, pelajar terbaik kita, untuk sama-sama berkongsi dengan adik-adik pelajar kan, yang junior kepada Athirah, bagaimana cara untuk mendapat kecemerlangan dalam SPM. Selain itu, untuk pengetahuan mungkin pada ibu bapa, Athirah juga merupakan ketua pelajar di sekolah Miss pada tahun lepas, pada tahun 2020, dan boleh saya katakan Athirah ini adalah seorang pelajar yang well-rounded lah, berjaya dari segenap aspek, dari segi sukan, dari segi kepimpinan, dari segi akademik. Okey, untuk makluman hadirin sekalian, anda dijemput untuk menulis soalan di ruangan komen, yang mana soalan-soalan ini akan dijawab pada 10 minit terakhir sebelum sesi penutup untuk program ini. Okey, jadi untuk tidak membuang masa, saya ingin menjemput Encik Zainuddin bin Anwar Muhammad ataupun Tok Din untuk memberikan sepatah dua kata.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Terima kasih Cikgu Izzati Dan Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh kepada semua yang menonton. Sama ada dari kalangan guru-guru, pelajar-pelajar ataupun ibu bapa sekalian. Terutama sekali marilah kita panjatkan setinggi-tinggi kesyukuran kepada Allah SWT kerana limpah kurnianya. Nombor satu, kita selamat kerana di masa kini di mana kita dilanda oleh wabak COVID-19 ini, kesihatan merupakan satu perkara yang amat penting kepada kita semua. So marilah kita bersyukur kepada Allah SWT kerana limpah kurnianya kita sihat, segar dan alhamdulillah tidak terkesan dengan wabak ini. Saya secara peribadi untuk makluman ada 3 orang dalam pejabat saya tu yang positif, tapi alhamdulillah semuanya dah baik belaka. Dan saya alhamdulillah pun telah pun menjalani COVID punya vaccination last Friday, alhamdulillah. Hari ini hari bagi kita untuk berkenalan dengan lebih rapat bagaimana pelajar terbaik Miss iaitu Siti Athirah binti Zainol Hady mencapai kejayaan cemerlang di dalam peperiksaan SPM yang baru lalu. Jadi saya nombor satu ingin mengucapkan tahniah setinggi-tinggi tahniah kepada Athirah di atas kejayaannya. Dan biarlah hari ini kita tumpukan perhatian kita kepada Siti Athirah daripada mendengar celoteh daripada Tok Din. Okey. Mungkin kemudian nanti sekarang saya boleh sikit sebanyak memberi sedikit nasihat kepada semua pelajar-pelajar, bukan saja Siti Athirah tetapi juga kepada pelajar-pelajar lain yang telah set for the exam, and whether your result is, you are happy with the result or not. Okay, memang ada nasihat-nasihat yang barangkali perlu kita sampaikan insyaAllah. So buat ketika ini biar itu saja saya punya ucapan dan kita tumpukan perhatian kita kepada kita punya star student pagi ini. Silakan.
Okey, terima kasih kepada Tok Din. Sekarang cikgu nak jemput Athirah untuk menyampaikan perkongsiannya lah. Okey, jemput Athirah.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Mula-mula nak cakap terima kasih kepada pihak sekolah yang sudi menjemput saya untuk menghadiri program pada hari ini. Terima kasih kepada Tok Din dan para guru yang telah mendidik saya daripada segi akademik, rohaniah dan juga kehidupan. Kepada semua, kepada mak ayah saya, kepada kawan-kawan, kepada staf-staf sekolah dan juga kepada junior-junior saya di sekolah lah. Sesungguhnya kejayaan saya ini hasil berkat doa semua orang dan juga sokongan yang diorang beri dekat saya. Tanpa sokongan dan dorongan mereka, saya ni tak ada apa-apa pun sebenarnya.
Okay.
Okey. Okey, Athirah. Pak Din nak cakap? Okey, sila Pak Din.
Alright, kalaulah boleh saya menjadi macam pengacara ataupun interviewer ya. Ada beberapa soalan yang Tok Din nak cuba ajukan kepada Athirah untuk pengetahuan semua orang yang mendengar ya. Nombor satu, apakah rahsia di sebalik kejayaan Athirah ni? How did you study, for example?
Sebenarnya saya tak adalah ada rahsia sangat pun, sebab saya belajar macam biasa je. Saya belajar ikut style saya sendiri, cara yang saya selesa. Sebab semua orang ada style yang berlainan dan dia orang kena carilah style tersebut. Sebab memang ada tips, banyak tips belajar yang berguna di luar sana yang diberikan oleh profesor-profesor. Tetapi tips-tips tu tak akan berguna kepada kita kalau ia tak sesuai dengan cara kita. So pertama kali kita kena kenal pasti kemampuan dan style belajar yang tersendiri. Mula-mula ambillah diri ni sebagai bahan uji kaji. Ambillah dalam masa seminggu, kita gunakan pelbagai style pembelajaran. Lepas tu tengoklah hasil macam mana dan ambil gaya yang sesuai untuk kita adapt kepada pembelajaran kita. Sebab kalau nak dikatakan saya tak suka buat nota. Memang tak suka buat nota. Tapi memang tiap-tiap hari saya akan belik buku lah. Tak kisahlah 1 ke 2 page, memang saya akan hadap juga buku no matter what. Dan akan cuba buat latihan sebanyak mungkin. Contohnya kalau macam dengan matematik, memang kena buat latihan, tak boleh nak baca. Sebab dia adalah satu subjek yang kita kena banyak praktikal. Kalau macam sejarah, memang kena banyak membaca lah. Sebab dia fakta kan. Kalau untuk sejarah, saya akan anggap dia macam buku cerita. Sebelum tidur mesti saya akan baca sampai tertidur. Dengan harapan benda tu masuk minda. Alhamdulillah, waktu exam boleh jawab.
Alhamdulillah.
So you okay, go on.
Atau dia cakap apa tadi? Tak apa, boleh tanya.
Okay, do you consider that you work harder than the other student? Did you work more hours than the other student?
Kalau ikut saya rasa lain lagi berusaha keras daripada saya. Sebab kat sekolah, dia macam diri ni pemalas sikit. Tapi bila kita nampak orang lain semua belajar kan, kita akan timbul satu sifat daya saing. Kita nampak kawan kita belajar, kita akan belajar. Itulah salah satu sebab kenapa saya rasa saya lebih berjaya sekarang ni. Sebab kawan-kawan saya. Sebab mereka timbulkan sifat daya saing tu dalam diri saya. Sebab saya ni jenis yang tak suka kalah. Sebab tu akan cuba sentiasa untuk lebih daripada orang lain.
Alhamdulillah. Adakah Athirah mudah memahami apa juga penerangan oleh guru-guru di dalam kelas? Ataupun you have some difficulty understanding, you got to go back to the library to understand what was being said by the teacher? How easy was it for you to understand what was being taught to you?
Alhamdulillah, agak senang jugalah untuk saya faham. Sebab sebelum saya masuk kelas, saya akan belik dulu. Agak-agak apa yang cikgu tu akan ajar. Macam saya memang sebab saya ni suka membaca. Jadi macam buku bio, buku fisik, buku chemistry memang akan belik dululah. Jadi bila cikgu mengajar, Alhamdulillah boleh faham. Cuma kalau matematik tambahan tu lemah sikit.
Perlu consider sikit. Kena banyak kerja sikit, need more exercise lah. Because usually for mathematics subject ni memang you need more exercise lah. Kan nak tak nak pun, walaupun dah faham konsep tu, but still you need to do the exercise, right? Okay Athirah, okay, I would like to ask you a question in English and I would like you to answer me in English. Can you?
Okay, teacher.
Okay, you'll try again. Okay, so Athirah, in your opinion, which one is the subject that you think is the hardest one for you to study, for you to tackle? Yeah, what is your hardest subject in your opinion?
My hardest subject is definitely additional mathematics.
Okay. Why is that so? Why is AdMath is the toughest subject for you?
Because the concept is confusing and you will usually mix it up with mathematics.
I see. So you got confused between math and AdMath.
Yes, and AdMath usually have lots of alphabets more than numbers.
I see. Okay, so there are times you are confused between the alphabets and the numbers.
And sometimes the question like solve blah 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 blah, find x, define x. What's x?
Alright. So is there any one tip that you would like to share on how do you tackle AdMaths? Because I think most of my students, they having hard time to learn mathematics, right? Mathematics related subject. So do you have any one tips that you would like to share with your juniors about mathematics?
Well, I did say that mathematics or additional mathematics are actually a practical subject that we need to practice. But before practice, we need to understand the theory first. So usually before I do any exercise, I will go through the reference book and look carefully at the concept and try my best to understand, and then I will do the exercise. And also, this is my style. Whenever I do exercise, I will try first. If I'm stuck on that question for more than 5 minutes, I will go to the solution, and then I will try to understand the solution and practice it in my next question.
I see. Okay, that is a very good tip. I hope all the students here, all the juniors here got that tips. And all of you would be able to practice this for your mathematics subject. Okay, Pak Din, ada nak sambung dengan soalan apa-apa?
Yes, I'm very sure that in the course of you answering the questions in SPM, there were KBAT kind of questions, okay? How did you find those kind of questions? Were they difficult to answer? Because I would imagine that lots of students, lots of SPM candidates, if they have problem, they have problem in the area of answering KBAT type of questions.
Yes, KBAT type of question is very difficult, but if you are able to grasp the basic of the subject and you are able to relate the question to your everyday life, it will be much more easier. For example, for biology KBAT, the question may look kind of complicated, may look kind of difficult, but if you go back to the basic, if you go back to the textbook, that's actually the answer. It's just how basically just how you view the question. If you view it as a hard question, it will be hard. If you view it as a everyday question, it will be easy.
Good. That is a good mindset.
Yeah, in other words, you must understand, number one, the basic fundamental principles involved in whatever the subject, and then being able to apply that knowledge of the basic principles to the issue being posed in the question. Because the question, I'm sure, will give you certain details, certain information, and then you have to relate that to the principles that you have understood, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Do you consider, okay, that your success is attributable to your natural intelligence or to hard work?
Maybe due to my hard work. Yes, because I'm not originally a smart person. I have my own struggle, but because I take my struggle as my motivation and inspiration, it pushed me to move forward and get what to be who I am today.
Maybe many people would like to know whether, in addition to lessons in the classes, did you go for any tuition?
I do not go for tuition, but I do go for free online classes.
Okay.
Every online classes I see, I will apply. I will join the class.
That's smart because you don't have to pay, right?
I'm a cheapskate.
Okay. All right. In addition to you being the head girl of the school, head prefect and all that, what other co-curricular activities were you participating in?
I do participate in the robotic club.
Robotics?
Yes, robotic club. I still remember in 2019, me and my team went to the competition. Yes, it was so fun. It was so memorable. I actually feel intelligent when I was coding the robot.
I'm sure, yeah. I'm sure, yeah. And I remember also that you were the head debater during the Mahabah.
Yes.
Mahabah. Okay, all right, okay. I remember that.
I remember being in the debate team for 3 years since Form 1.
Okay.
Good job.
The next question I would like to ask you, obviously, is how did you balance between all these co-curricular activities and leadership activities and all that with your study? There must be some competing demands on your time of both.
Yes. there was actually this one time, in 2019 I guess, where I was totally busy because I have to study, I have robotic and I have netball practice. So during weekdays, I will focus my study during the class session. I will focus my study there, so that during the evening and during the night, I do not have to push my study so much, and I just have to finish my homework during the prep time. So in the morning, I will focus on my study. Then in the evening, after solat asar, I will go for netball practice until whatever time we finish. And if we do have robotic class, we do it also in the evening. And in the night time, I focus more on my homework and resting time. I will try to sleep as early as I can because I know I just have a tiring day and continue my usual schedules the other day.
Okay.
I will usually avoid studying in the evening after solat asar because I know my brain cannot handle. That's why I usually go out for physical activities like netball. And
That is
during
good.
the weekend, I will focus more on my study lah. Like I will go through back all the lessons I have learned. I will do my exercise. But you do not have to push your weekend as your study session. Or like you can also have fun during your weekend. You can still go off with your friend during the weekend because weekend is the only day where your mind is not focused on studying.
Studies.
So take Saturday and Sunday as a relaxing time. Do not stress yourself.
Okay. Athirah. Okay, Athirah.
Yeah.
Okay, kalau boleh lah kan, teacher nak awak kongsi sikit lah pengalaman semasa awak belajar, pengalaman manis semasa belajar di MIS, mungkin ada apa-apa aktiviti awak join yang merupakan pengalaman yang menarik lah untuk awak. Okay, boleh kongsi.
Kalau nak dikatakan pengalaman belajar kan, sebab daripada batch pertama, daripada seni tepi, memang banyak lah. Waktu form 1, waktu form 3 belajar tak ada masalah sangat sebab dia macam belajar subjek sekolah rendah, cuma lagi advance sebab kita belajar secara dasar sahaja. Tapi bila masuk form 4 dia jadi susah sebab kita ada aliran, kita ada elective subjek. Waktu mula-mula belajar 4 subjek sains tu memang bela. Dia macam apa semua benda ni kan, fizik ni apa, kimia ni apa, biologi ni apa, lagi-lagi admit nampak semua huruf tu kan, memang terkejut lah. Tapi dari masa ke semasa sebab kita belajar benda tu akan jadi sebahagian daripada diri kita dan kita pun akan terbiasa. Jadi Alhamdulillah belajar kat MISS tak ada apa-apa masalah untuk saya, memang seronok sangat lah. Sebab apa, dekat sekolah ada kawan-kawan, ada cikgu-cikgu, ada cik kantin, memang tak pernah tak riuh kat sekolah. Memang tiap-tiap hari mesti ada je hal dia orang buat.
Banyak kenangan bersama-sama dengan kawan dan semualah
ya. Bersama-sama. Sebab yelah, daripada tingkatan 1 hanya tinggal beberapa orang saja kawan yang kekal hingga tingkatan 5.
6 orang kan? 6 orang.
6 orang.
Daripada 16 orang.
Alhamdulillah masih bersama. Okay. Athirah, this one I would like to ask you in English. What is your future plan for you to further your studies? Is there anything that you have put in your mind, anything that you have planned for what you want to achieve, for what you want to be, which university you want to go? Can you share that with us?
Yes. For now, I am actually randomly applying for scholarship. Just randomly applying for any available scholarship. But I do have my ambition, which is actually to be a pharmacist, and I intend to continue my study in pharmacology. In what university, I do not actually care because if I can just continue my study anywhere, I will just go and pursue my study. For now, I am waiting for UPU lah. I'm waiting for UPU and see if I can make it to enter what I want.
Okay.
Would you consider applying for a university overseas?
Yes, I do consider. if there is chance for me, I will go and pursue my study overseas.
I
That's
would
what I'm just
strongly
saying to
suggest to
me.
you. Yes, I would strongly suggest to you that you should try to pursue to get a place in any foreign university, because the reason for that is that you will open your mind, you will open your eyes, you will see how other people live in other societies. You will see the values that they hold may be slightly different from some that we are familiar with. So that that exposure will do a lot of good in your future life, inshallah. So if as much as possible, try to aim to get a place in a foreign university.
Athirah, is there any country of your preference? Is there any country that you want to go to further your study?
Currently, I have none in my mind. I'm still doing survey. I'm still surveying.
I see. Okay. Athirah, I am a little bit curious. Why do you choose pharmacology instead of maybe medicine, um, or what dentistry or engineering? Why do you instead choose pharmacology? Is there anything that sparked the interest in you to choose pharmacology?
It's actually quite funny on how I want to be a pharmacist, because I stumbled to pharmacy from a comic.
I
From a
see. Which
comic.
comic is that? I'm curious.
Captain
Uh,
Marvel,
huh?
what comic?
Yes, from a comic. From a comic. From that comic is actually how I inspired to be a pharmacist, because I find it's very interesting. Because I know myself, if I want to be a doctor, I do not want to go and operate people. I cannot see blood. That's
I
my weakness.
see.
I cannot see blood.
You are scared of blood.
Yes, and for dentistry, I'm quite a clumsy person. So I am worried if I stumble. I just
I don't
if
want to be operated by you lah.
I also don't want to operate people only. I'm a very clumsy person. That's why I want to avoid dentistry. I want to avoid medic, but I want to go for pharmacist, because it's interesting on how we see people handle the medicine, on how what kind of drug is used in medicine, on what dose, and why do people can take this medicine and why people cannot take this medicine. Yes, I find it very interesting.
I see. That is a very interesting experience on how your interest for pharmacology has been sparked. So of course, wish you the best in your future. Yes, in pharmacology, inshallah, there is no operation involved. Okay, so you are safe. Okay.
Yes, I'm safe.
All right. So Athirah, is there any experience that you would like to share? Because I bet all the students know that you used to be the head of students. Okay, for all students of MIS. Is there any experience that you want to share as you become the leader of the student? Is there any unique experience that has ever happened to you that you might want to share? Okay, your experience as a leader, as a student leader.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to share?
Being a leader is very hard, because we need to bear the responsibilities given by others. And personally, last year was the third time I had become the student leader.
Mm.
Yes. It's very hard, because we need to take care of the students. We need to take care of the students. We need to do work, but because there is a team under me, there is a team who work with me,
Mm.
everything becomes much more easier. Without the team, I am just nothing, because the people who actually move the school, who actually contributes to the school, is actually my team. The committee of discipline, the cleanliness, the multimedia. Without them, nothing will work. Because yes, being a leader is just actually a title. You have no power. What you need to do is to guide people, work together, and make sure there is no conflict.
Mm.
Yes,
That's
actually,
a
there's
very
never.
that's a very good view of point.
So I do have some nasihat lah to give to the future student leader. That
Okay.
is, never limit your capabilities. Always strive for new things. Always search for new ability. If you have any idea that can contribute to the school, discuss it with your team. Take your team's opinion. Whether it is relevant or not relevant to do it. And never ever have a high ego. You need to lower your ego because yes, you are a team leader, you are a leader of the students, but you also have a team that you need to work with. And yes, being the 3 years of being a head student leader has been very meaningful to me because I have learned many things during the process. Eventually, I'm actually a very shy person during my Form 1 years, but thanks to be the leader of the student, I was able to build my confidence even if it was a bit.
Okay. Athirah, uh, I just would like you to share on how, like you being the student leader, you also have a very good record in academic, very good record in co-curriculum. So how does all this aspect help you to build your character, build your confidence? Maybe you can share it with us.
Uh, Being a student leader requires you to eventually become social
Hmm.
because you need to interact with everyone, your friends, your
Hmm.
junior. Yes. Due to me being a student leader, I was able to build the confidence to talk to people, to interact with people, because I am actually an awkward person when it comes to talking with people that I'm not comfortable with.
Hmm.
Yes.
I see.
And
Athirah. Oh wait, is there any point? Okay, share.
no, teacher, no, you can continue, teacher.
Athirah, I am curious. Okay, I want to ask you if there
Mhm.
is any maybe like one moment that you feel stressed or maybe you feel down. Is there any such moment throughout your school life?
Yes, there is such moment.
Oh, okay.
Everyone have their stress during school.
Mm.
For me, yes, studying is very stressing because we need to cram everything into our mind, and we just need to cram everything because there's like tons of textbook, tons of concept to understand, tons of what to do. But what actually made me more stressed is actually uh, the expectation of people.
I see.
Yes, the expectation of people. Because once you
Mm.
have people have high expectation of you, you will push yourself to do much more better, even if it's past your limit until your body breakdowns. Why? Because you do not want to let let people down. Yes, you do not want to let people expectation down. That's is what's stressing to me for me lah.
I see. Yeah, that's logic. Okay, but then you have any question?
Okay. All right. Let me put things in the bigger perspective. Okay. Athirah
Mhm.
was one of 16 students that were the original students of Sekolah Menengah Islam Tafiz Al-Amin Putri, located at Subang Bestari in 2016. Oh, I remember those days when they were just small girls. I remember that, okay? And every after Ansar, Athirah, you remember, I brought all of you to my room, and in which I gave a little bit of talk about Akidah, right? Remember that? Okay.
Yeah.
Now, so there were 16 of them, of which 10 have left the school, and only 6 remain until the end. Okay. And Athirah is one of the 6. I would like to also say something about the rest of them. And this would include those who came later after, so that your eventual number became 11 that took SPM in 2021. So to all of those who have sat for the SPM examination, I want to congratulate all of you. All of you are success stories. Why do I say so? Because whatever the result of your SPM, okay, you have undergone one new experience that you have not experienced before. I know that all of you have set for your UPSR, but at that time you were just 11 or 12 years old. It didn't mean very much. But now that you have set for SPM, all of a sudden you began to realize that SPM is more than just an examination. It's got implications for your future. It's got implications for what will happen after this. You have to continue your studies. Which university will you go to? Which college will you go to? What subject, what field of study will you take? And all of this will go to indicate that SPM is just one small impediment in your life journey. The journey of life is going to be long and arduous. You know, arduous is full of impediments. Ada kekangan-kekangan, ada rintangan-rintangan. Okay, so SPM is a basic minimal qualification that's expected of almost everybody in the country now. Nobody can afford not to have SPM. But SPM is still the minimal qualification necessary for you to succeed in life, in the worldly life. Okay, so now I am very sure whatever the result of your SPM, every one of you is now thinking about the future. Okay, which university, what area of study, and eventually what job will you go for. Okay, so to me, the fact that all of you have gone through SPM is a victory in the sense that your mind now becomes more matured. You are now thinking more of life, about life, than you did when you were doing your UPSR. Okay, so all of you are images of success. Okay, so for those of you who feel that your exam result were not too satisfactory, you were not too happy with the SPM result that you have obtained, you probably felt that you have let down your parents, for example. Some of you may feel that way. To me, that is a good feeling. That is a very good feeling because it tells you that you can do better, that you have the potential to do much better than what you have done in your reflected by your exam result. You know that you've got the potential to succeed. That is why you are not happy. So that dissatisfaction is a good positive sign, okay? Because as I've said earlier, the life journey in front of you is very long, okay? After this, you have got to prepare yourself for further education. Then it is a matter of choice. There are so many choices that you can choose, okay? Whether you want to go and take this field of study or that field of study, whether this college, that university college, overseas, local, those are decisions that you've got to make. And there are limitations. You are not free to choose according to your own will, okay? As for example, whether your qualification, your present qualification will allow you to go to a university of your choice. So there are limitations. But whatever eventually you will, whichever university, whichever college that you go to, that is going to be another test in your life. How well will you do in that, in your further education is another test in your life, okay? And there is no guarantee, okay, that if you do well in your SPM, you will do well also in your further study. If you do not do well in your SPM, you will not do well in your further. No, there's no such guarantee, okay? It all depends upon your character. It depends upon your will. It depends upon your determination. So there is a lot more fight in the future, okay? while I congratulate Athirah for her excellent results, okay, I want to also bolster the spirit of all the others, okay, some of whom did not do so well, that you can still excel in your future endeavors, whether it be in your further education or it will be in your job eventually. A lot of it depends upon your character. And this is why it is very important to build character. So perhaps in the case of Athirah, I would like to ask her, okay,
Mm-hmm.
h- how much of your natural personality, character, have contributed to your to your success? How much of your natural character do you think have contributed to your success?
Well, I could say almost like 50% because I am someone who loves to read. I love reading books. I love reading storybooks. And due to my habit of like to read books, I find textbook interesting too. I find history interesting. I find biology, chemistry, physics interesting, and that's why I force myself to read the book. I go even if I cannot understand, I will just read the book. I'll just go to the book and try to understand. If I cannot understand, I will just wait for the class and focus when the teacher is teaching. And I have also been a competitive person in nature. Yes, I take other people's success as my inspiration and also motivation. I also ask myself, if other people can do this, if other people can head to success, why can't I also go? Why can't I also have my own success? And due to that is how I became who I am today because I am naturally competitive. Whenever I see my friends studying, whenever I see my friend doing homework, when it was supposed to be my resting time, I will feel challenged. I will never sit silently. I will go and grab my book. I will go and grab my homework and do it also. Yes.
That is the answer that I've been looking for. I think if all of our students can answer in that way, I think you will succeed in life. Because life is a competition, okay? As much as you have competed among yourself in the class before, you will continue to compete in the university classes. You'll compete later on in your job. When you work, there'll be others who are aiming for the same position that you're aiming for. So life is basically competition. And the fittest will survive. So you got to be the fittest among all the fittest people. Okay, so you must be very competitive. The word used by Athirah is very useful. Be competitive. Fight for a position. You want to be number one. You know there's going to be only one person who's got number one, but you must aim to be that person who is going to be number one. So you must have a very competitive spirit. Never give up. Always strive. Always endeavor. Work hard. Okay, have true grit. See, then this is a kind of personality, character that's required for a person to succeed. You must want to win. You do not want to lose. You feel shame if you lose. You must want to fight and win. That spirit must be in all of you for you to succeed. That's my advice as an old man. Okay?
Okay, Athirah.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Pak Din, for the advice. Athirah, is there anything that you would like to advise to your juniors on how to achieve success, like what you have achieved right now?
Yes, I do have some advice. Okay. Success is not only in terms of academics because everyone have their own strength. Everyone have their own personality. Everyone have their own what they like, what they hate. Uh, special. If you are good at cooking, at baking, that's also a success. If you are good at writing stories, that's also a success. If you are good at expressing yourself, that's also a success. If you are able to understand other people, that is also a success. Everyone is different and there is no need to compare yourself to others. And never feel yourself as a good feel yourself as a good person, but do not feel overconfident in yourself. Never ever underestimate other people, because you never know what they are actually hiding. Maybe they may be bad at academics, but they may be good at sports. They may be good at speaking. They may be good at coding. Who knows? We never knows everyone. We never know everyone talent. That's why never underestimate people.
Good advice. Very good advice. Now, I agree with Athirah that, in life, academic qualification is not everything. Because when you get into employment, you will begin to understand that there is more than just intelligence that's required. Now, more and more psychologists and people in industry believe that emotional quotient, EQ, is probably more important than IQ, intelligent quotient. Okay, why? Because your ability to be able to socialize, to be able to work together with other people, to be able to be on good terms with people working around you, is a quality that is most essential for you to succeed in your job. So this is why nowadays, in latest developments in pedagogy, um, educationists stress on the four C's. Okay, you know very well. I've been talking about this for quite a while. Okay, the four C's being critical thinking, communication, collaboration, and creativity. So you must endeavor to develop these skills. Not only are you going to should you be aiming to get so many A's in your subjects, but you must also develop skills in being able to speak clearly with people, being able to convince other people, okay, being able to express your opinion, and you must have the self confidence to do so. Do not be timid and be quiet. Speak up at meetings, all right? And that is an exercise of confidence. And this is why I have been very uh, emphasizing. I have emphasized a great deal on the value of self-confidence, and that is why I developed and I taught uh, character development. Because when you go out into the real world later on, you need to be seen. You need to be visible to others. You need to outshine the others. And how do you do that? Is only through talking, through your work, the quality of your work, the quality of your expression, you being able to speak in front of your boss, in front of your colleagues, so that people notice you. And because of that, you will therefore move up the ladder of success in the organization. But if you're meek and timid and you don't speak in meetings, nobody will notice you. Your boss will notice you. You will not get promotion. Okay, so this is why the four C's in education is extremely important. You must be a creative kind of person. You must dare to do something different, something that has not been done by other people. You must be daring enough to try new things, to venture, to develop new thinking and technologies. So those kind of characteristics must be developed in yourself for you to be able to succeed in life. Okay, not just okay, it's good to have 10 A's and all that, yes, but it is much better for you to develop the skills that will be required in to succeed in your life later on. Okay.
Okay. Good, Pak Din. What Pak Din said is a very realistic advice that can be applied, that it is applied in today's industry. Okay, so you take the words that Pak Din have said for all of you, especially the students. Okay, that is very important. Okay, thank you, Pak Din, for that very good advice and very applicable advice. So for now, we are going into our Q&A session. So, Athirah, I would like to share a few questions. That one from Mira Hasmira. Can you share tips to focus in the class? What is your tips to focus in class?
Tips to focus in the class. I must say, before class, because I'm actually a very sleepy person, I'm sleepyhead, and sometimes it's hard for me to focus in class. So for me to be able to focus more in class, I will usually go and take my wudu first and eat some candies along the way. If I'm really sleepy, I will ask the permission from the teacher to eat some candy and also drink some plain water. And the main reason why I was able to focus in class is due to my competitive nature.
Okay.
Because I know that if I miss this class, if I was not paying attention to this class, I will miss something. And that something will probably affect me in the future. And that's why.
I see. Okay, thank you Athirah. So next question. So I think you already answered it, but you can answer it sebab mungkin ada student yang baru masuk kan. So mungkin awak boleh share lah banyak buat nota
Uh,
tu pun.
I'm not a person who do notes regularly. I do notes. I do write notes, but not all the time. I only write notes when I feel like I need my hands to move. When I feel sleepy, I will write notes. Because when my hands is moving, I will be more focused in class. Yes. And I do more exercise. Yes. Exercise. Every day I will do exercise, whether it is homework or personal exercise, especially for mathematics and additional mathematics.
I see. Mathematics. Okay, so the third question. Thank you Athirah for that answer. So how do you discipline yourself with the new norms? Because you know that in 2020 you start to involve in online classes. So how do you discipline yourself?
Well, I just because I am a person who is actually very strict with my time. Uh, yes, I'm very strict with my time. So I will plan ahead a schedule. I will have my own schedule on what to do, especially during online
So you have
class.
daily one.
Yes, I have daily ones. Yes, I have my own schedule. And it is also due to my competitive nature again. I'm sorry, yes. Because at home, I do not know what my friend is up to. They can get any better than me. They, yes, they can. Everyone can change, and that's why, when I think about it, I also do not want to be left behind. I do not want to be left behind by my friend, and that's why I said to myself, I need to go to class. I need to go to class. I need to go to class. I need to be disciplined. I need to show that I also can move forward. That I can also move forward along with them. Yes, and yes.
Okay, that is very good. You are very competitive, but I think that is a positive competitiveness lah. Because
Yes.
you apply it for you to not be lazy in your daily life, right? Okay,
Yes.
so next question. Okay, so how many times that you provide for studying, and how much time that you provide for you to rest?
Depends whether it weekdays or weekend, because during weekdays we have class. So usually during weekdays I will focus more on me study in class, and in the evening after class I will take my rest. And after Solat Isha I will continue to do my study, mainly my homework. Mainly I will do my homework after Isha and have a early night, because you do not want to stress yourself. And during the weekend, depends. Sometimes I have more time studying, sometimes I have more time resting. And in a week, I will surely have one cheat day where I study, but less than usual.
I
You
see.
can
Oh,
act
so
what to myself.
even in your cheat day, you still study.
Yes, I still study, but a little, because I feel guilty not studying.
That is half cheating lah, I say.
That's how cheating is.
Not full cheating. Okay, Athirah, this is a question from me. Is there any specific time that you prefer to study? Macam mungkin before subuh ke, maybe you stay up a bit late ke, you sleep late ke?
I usually study in the morning. In the morning until after maybe around 7 o'clock, I will study. And
See,
then yes, I will study until 12 o'clock usually, but not directly lah. I will take my rest. Then from 12 to 2 is my afternoon break time. I cannot study. I cannot study at that time mostly because I'm hungry. That's why I cannot study.
Okay.
Then, yes, I will continue my study after lunch. And in the evening also, I will avoid to study.
Okay.
If I need to study, I will do practical question like mathematics and additional mathematics.
Okay, that is very good. Okay, Athirah, so there is one question here.
Okay, if I
This one question. Okay, Pak Din.
Okay, thank you. I think in the last few minutes, I would like to just address the other students as well, okay? Now, as I've said earlier, life is a competition and the journey of life is long and arduous. Success is not built just through SPM. Success can come later. So, meaning to say that for those of you who did not do so well in your SPM, do not despair. Okay, there are many more trials and tribulations they are going to face. There is no guarantee about who will succeed, who will fail in life. It all depends upon your character. You can notice that Athirah repeats time and time again that she is highly competitive, and that is a very good characteristic to have. You must want to win, as I already said earlier. So for all of you, whether your exam result was you got A to A, 3A or no A, whatever the case may be, this is just the beginning, all right? There's a long journey in front of you, and success will depend upon your ability to meet all those tests. You must arm yourself with the necessary skills, with necessary attributes, okay? And among these attributes is, don't forget, all right, that there is a place, everything about us in this world depends upon our creator, God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Jangan lupa untuk mengingati kehendak-kehendak Allah. Okay? Kita mesti jadi orang Islam yang sejati. Kita mengikut perintah Allah. Kita elakkan daripada apa yang dilarang oleh Allah. Kita ikut apa yang dia suruh. Okay? Kita ikut contoh-contoh Nabi. This is something which is a very vital part of life, and it is part of a secret of how a person can become successful by becoming a good Muslim. It's one of them. Okay? And you are going to take over the current set of old people, okay? You are going to be the leaders of the nation tomorrow. And you must be prepared to shoulder that responsibility, and that responsibility is going to be heavy. You can only do so if you've got the right characteristic. You can see the crisis that is facing the nation nowadays, where we have got very corrupt leadership and all of that, and that is because they have strayed away from the right path of Islam. So please become good Muslims and live a good life, a good character, lead the nation towards goodness. Stay away from all the bad things in life, and corruption especially, because don't think that Allah do not see you when you receive money under the table. Allah is Maha melihat. You say so. You menyanyi pun. So believe in that. Live that. Okay? Live a good life so that you'll be successful not only in this life, but you'll be successful in the world hereafter. Okay? So bear that in mind. Seek both success in this life. Seek also happiness and kesejahteraan di dalam dunia akhirat, insyaAllah. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Sekian saja Tok Din punya advice kepada all of you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, terima kasih Pak Din atas advice yang diberi tadi. Jadi sebelum kita berakhir ni kan, teacher nak minta kepada sesiapa hadirin lah, kau boleh like dan share lah perkongsian Athirah ni, mana tahu akan dapat dimanfaatkan oleh pihak-pihak lain kan, oleh publik semua. Okey, jadi Athirah, terima kasih banyak-banyak atas kesudian untuk berkongsi tips-tips dan pengalaman kan. Kalau mungkin boleh teacher kongsikan apa apa yang Athirah share tadi, teacher boleh rumuskan ialah sikap Athirah yang kompetitif tapi dari sudut yang positif membuatkan Athirah ni tak mudah menyerah kalah dan menyebabkan Athirah sentiasa berdisiplin untuk jadi orang yang lebih baik, untuk sentiasa cemerlang. Okay? I can vouch for your diligence. Teacher nampak pada sikap Athirah. Kalau dulu jogging dalam kawasan sekolah pun Athirah bersama buku, kan cikgu nampak sikap tu pada Athirah. Dan kita harap sikap-sikap ni akan dilahirkan dalam diri adik-adik Athirah ni kan, yang masih bersekolah di Miss lah. Jadi teacher nak mengucapkan terima kasih, banyak-banyak terima kasih kepada Athirah, pelajar terbaik kita untuk SPM tahun lepas yang berlaku pada tahun ni, dan juga teacher nak ucapkan terima kasih kepada Pak Din atas kesudian untuk bersama-sama berkongsi nasihat juga kan, apa yang nasihat-nasihat yang applicable dalam kita punya industri sekarang. Jadi diharapkan sesi pada hari ini dapatlah memberi tips-tips yang baiklah kepada adik-adik yang mungkin boleh diamalkan lah untuk selepas inilah. Jadi kalau dah tak ada apa-apa soalan, mungkin ada sikit lagi mungkin Athirah nak share untuk seminit 2 minit akhir. Ada apa-apa mungkin Athirah nak share?
Boleh, ada jugalah. Sebenarnya kejayaan saya ni bukan usaha diri sendiri, tapi juga disebabkan dorongan cikgu-cikgu, kawan-kawan, lagi-lagi cikgu-cikgu lah yang sentiasa mengajar kat dalam kelas dan selalu juga bagi latihan. Selalu bagi latihan. Dengan juga sebab dengan kawan-kawan semua, sebab mereka jugalah saya berjaya, sebab doa mak ayah. Sebab suasana sekolahnya nyaman, memang tenang, dia kena pokok-pokok kan, pagi-pagi bangun sejuk.
Tenang je berkabus.
Mandi pagi pun kalau boleh tak nak mandi pagi sebab sejuk sangat.
Sejuk kat sekolah. Okay. Okay. So dari pihak sekolah kami rasa kami akan merindukanlah batch Athirah ni kan, macam-macam gelagat, macam-macam sikap, macam-macam perangai kan, yang mencuit hati semualah kan, adik-adik, guru-guru, staff-staff. Jadi kami teacher sendiri mewakili guru-guru dan pihak pengurusan, kami mengucapkan selamat berjaya kepada Athirah dan kawan-kawan. Walaupun mungkin ada yang mungkin tak mencapai straight A, jangan risau kan, sebab masa depan ni sebenarnya dibentuk oleh kita dan sikap kita kan. Ada ruang lagi, kalau rasa mungkin tak berjaya hari ni, ada lagi hari esok sebenarnya. Dan jangan pernah berputus asa. Okay, sebab orang yang kalah tu bila dia tak nak bangun semula. Orang yang kalah ni bila dia dah berlaku sesuatu kegagalan pada dia tapi dia tak nak bangun. Itu orang yang gagal sebenar-benarnya kan. Jadi teacher doakan kejayaan yang berpanjangan dunia dan akhirat untuk Athirah dan rakan-rakan serta pelajar-pelajar dan semua yang menontonlah pada hari ini. Jadi kalau mungkin dah tak ada apa-apa, dah tak ada apa-apa lah, teacher assume. Daripada Pak Din, tak ada dah Pak Din? Dah tutup dah tadi?
Barangkali kalau ada lah tercicir sikit pun, saya nak mengucapkan penghargaan dan terima kasih kepada kepimpinan sekolah, terutamanya kepada Ustaz Nihat sebagai pengetua yang telah pun membimbing guru-guru untuk berprestasi tinggi dalam diorang kerja mereka masing-masing. Dan terima kasih yang tidak terhingga saya nak ucapkan kepada guru-guru dan juga kaki tangan lain yang telah menyumbangkan terhadap kejayaan peperiksaan SPM ini, bukan oleh Athirah tetapi juga oleh pelajar-pelajar lain ya. Takkan berjaya semua diorang menjawab soalan kalau perut pun tak sedap, so orang yang memasak pun ada peranan dia dalam kita punya kejayaan ni. So terima kasih kepada semua sekali. Itu saja nasihat saya.
Okey, terima kasih Pak Din atas ucapan penghargaan tadi. Jadi semua pihak pun dalam kejayaan semua membantu dalam kejayaan lah insya-Allah, dan terutamanya Allah lah yang memberikan kurniaan kejayaan ni. Insya-Allah kalau dah tak ada apa-apa, kalau ada rezeki, InsyaAllah kita akan jumpa di sesi akan datang mungkin. Mungkin bila Athirah jadi pharmacist ke, Athirah boleh share lagi kan, bagaimana kan apa Athirah dah lalui nanti, InsyaAllah bersama dengan adik-adik. Masa tu dah ramai dah alumni kan. So insyaAllah kalau ada rezeki kita jumpa lagi. Sekian, terima kasih kepada semua yang dah join live pada hari ini. Semoga sesi ni memberikan manfaat buat semua. Okey, terutamanya para pelajar lah. Semoga para pelajar mendapat inspirasi lah untuk mengekalkan momentum belajar walaupun belajar secara online. Okey, kalau dah tak ada apa-apa, insya-Allah wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Terima kasih buat semua.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.